Hello, my fellow human, and welcome back to your daily message of the Daily Dice. I want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody new here, welcome. This is that reminder we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. So today we are going to do a message just for you, and I am using the Wild Soul Oracle cards by Lila Ravenswood. I believe it's Lila, L-I-L-A, Lila. Yeah, so I love this deck. They're a little bit on the thin side. They shuffle rather easy. Not doing a review, but just a heads up if you choose to get these. They're not very thick cardstock, but the cards themselves are absolutely beautiful. So Source, what is the message just for my fellow humans today? What oracle card will help us better understand the message for my fellow humans today? Thank you. What is the message for my fellow humans today, Source? A message just for them. Thank you. Oh, and you hit my little Easter egg. My nephew gave me that. I put it almost on every video. All right. So on the bottom we have the shark with drive. And this also makes me think of my other animal deck, which is your purpose. So the drive for your purpose, right? And not being afraid to go with the flow sometimes, even if it is a little bit hectic, like still trying to go with the flow. There's something about opening yourself up to what potential you have untapped. And once you tap into that things will open up for you and you'll see greater success, but not necessarily the success that you think as physical, material success, but rather internal success that will then translate out into this physical realm. So Source, what is the message that you have today for my fellow humans? The message just for them. What is the message just for them today, Source? What is the message just for them? Okay, oh, we've got North Node and Aquarius energy and the 11th house. So you could be Aquarius, have Aquarian in your South Node or your North Node. You could have very prominent 11th house placements as well as Aquarius highly aspect in your chart. Again, you do not have to. That is just for those of you that do. This is like an extra special message for you, okay? We see here that you're being recognized. We see here like people are seeing something about you that stands out, and it's like this with the drive card on the bottom. That's what it feels like. Look, and underneath that we have the otter with playfulness, but look at how this otter is just floating along the river, and it's such a different energy than this one, right? But going with the flow, that's that energy that I keep getting, like going with the flow. And it's almost like you've worked really hard, and it's like you've had these big ups and these big downs, and it's like sometimes people are just so excited about what it is that you're putting out there, what your ideas are, and then other times people are very reserved and they have nothing to say, and this like wishy-washy energy has been very difficult for you to kind of gauge, like, is this something that I'm meant to be doing? Is this something that is good for me? Is this like my path of purpose? Is this where I really want all my drive and focus to be at? Because it just seems like sometimes it's received and other times it's not. And we see with the North Node energy, as well as I was talking about with the shark and being in your path of purpose, we see that you're walking your divine path. We see that you are opening up and that untapped potential is coming through, and now people are recognizing just how deep your waters run and just how unique your vision is and just how amazing your advice is and just how creative you are at a base level here. And so that recognition is coming with, there's going to be a lot of external praise. And I feel like for you, it's just that reminder to not let that external praise become the only reason that you continue to do this, right? Like, we should never be altered, whether we're getting disappointing reviews or positive reviews, negative or positive, however you want to look at that. Like, all the outside review should never be a factor as to why we do something, although that can be something that we bring into play, right? Like, because you obviously don't want to continue something that isn't working for you or for others. But if it's working for you and you find that it's just a long journey, keep going with it, right? So I'm trying to make that sound because it's like saying like, oh, well, if other people don't like it, you shouldn't do it. No, it's not about that. Like, if this is really what you want and this is where your energy is going, they're saying to do that. That's how you know you're on your path of purpose. And it's uncomfortable, right? That's the energy. They're saying like, it's uncomfortable because that up and down, that wishy-washy energy, it's like, oh my gosh, like, what's right for me? What's not right for me? Like, is this, and it's like, you know, this is what you want to do, but it's not as well received as it seemed like it was promised it would be received. Yeah, with the 9 of coins and the devil in the reverse coming out here, we see that there's been a lot of obsession. There's been a lot of people who are looking at it maybe a different way than you are. And that's why it's been really hard. So this could be topics of conversation or topics of focus. I keep getting topic in general, just like some sort of topic, and you see it. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna drop a no here, but this is what they're showing me. So it's like, if you're into politics and you're studying politics, and this is a very specific message for someone, but it's also an example. So say you're studying politics. I do not get politics. I don't like politics because I feel like politics are a reason for people to continue to stay segregated. Okay. That's my own personal opinion on it. I just want to put that in there. So just know this is not because I like politics or anyway, this is really a channel message coming through. And so what they're saying is you really study politics and you have a unique way that could potentially help all parties involved gain better traction together and work as a unit and work as a team. And it's like some people are receptive to that sometimes, but then other times people are just like completely shut down by what you have to offer. And you're like, I know these are good ideas and it's something you still want to go towards, right? And it's like all of a sudden something shifts in your energy and now people are like, whoa, holy crap, like you've known what you were talking about all along. And you're like, okay, like I know that I was doing that, right? Like, but that's what it's saying. It's like, it's something that's hard. Like, that's not something that everybody wants to do. It's not something that everybody gets into because it's not a topic that everybody likes. And some people are just gung-ho for it, and that's okay. Right? So that's what they're saying. It's like something you have a lot of drive to bring a lot of change or a lot of wisdom into. And that's now you're getting recognized for that wisdom. Yeah, there's been a lot of upsets here, like with the Tower in the reverse and the World in reverse. Yeah. See, here's the thing. Your ideas topple, and it's so weird that the House of God would come out here in the reverse because the House of God can also represent government structures. And that's what's so hilarious that that's the topic that they would bring in, and they're like clarifying that too, right? It's like the fall of a government or the fall of an idea or the fall of an institution or the fall of some kind of tyranny as well. But in the reverse, it's like people who don't want to face the reality. It's like being okay being stuck in a past energy, being okay being stuck in an outdated belief, being okay with something that they feel is working because it's the illusion that it's working, even though in the long run, it's something that creates a lot more trouble and hassle than what it's worth. Especially with the world here, we see a lot of conceited ideas. That's why you haven't been received, is because a lot of people are stuck in their ways with these ideas like, oh, obviously they can't know what they're talking about because they're trying to bring people together and we're trying to be right. And that's what it feels like. It's like, I feel this unifying energy with you. And the message that Source is trying to bring through for you is like, there's a reason that you're in this unifying energy because there's so many people who want life to be black and white, and they're missing out on the reality that life is full of color and vibrancy and shades and texture. And there's so much more to it than just yes or no, right or wrong, this or that. There's so much more to it. And it feels like you see all of that. And that's why it's been really difficult for people to receive those ideas from you. And we see here that you stand out a lot, right? Aquarians, they stand out. They're the trendsetters of the zodiac. And so sometimes it feels like, well, if I'm the nail that stands out, I'm going to get hammered. And you've been hammered on and hammered on and hammered on, but you're on a knot in the wood. Like, you're not going to go down. Okay, like you're not going to get hammered into the wood because you're stuck on a knot, because the knot is source. Right? And source is saying like, no, you're meant to stick out. But we see here with this energy that things are starting to form for you, and there's a change here. Yeah, there's been a lot of brokenness and brokenheartedness in your life. A lot of people who don't see you because they see you as almost like a potential threat. It's like you can't even build solid relationships because it's like your ideas are so vast and you're so intelligent and you're so smart and you're so wise. And you just have so much that you see with your inner eye. And it's like you share that and people are just overwhelmed by it because no one in their life have they ever met someone like you. And that's just the way that it's going to be, right? Because we're one of a kind. And when you're on this journey and you're really taking it seriously and you're letting yourself flourish, like you're really going to be one of a kind. Like I wish I could say there were more people who took this journey seriously, but there are a lot of people who say they're on the journey and they're not. They just like, it's easy to say, right? You ever hear those people? Well, back in my day, I used to. Well, we're not in an energy of used to anymore. We're in an energy of we either do or we don't. We're not going to be in this energy of like, oh, well, I used to be on the journey. So you're not. What you're saying is you're not. So just say you're not. Don't, but for you, it's like you're taking it seriously. Yeah, and you're purging. Look at this. We've got Scorpio energy. Intensity, exposing, purging and renewing. Yeah, you're exposing the flaws in the system. It's exactly what this feels like. Exposing these flaws. And Source is saying, like, keep being you, even though it's hard. Like, it was never meant to be easy because you bring a different aspect to the world that they're ready to receive, even if they seem like they're not. And it could be that this is a lot of people who are very close to you that aren't ready to receive this. And that's usually how it happens. The closer to home that we are, the harder it is to get our unique messages out. But the further away we go from home, and of course, I am not telling you should just pack your bags and leave unless that's on the agenda. But, we find that the further away we get from our roots, we see that more and more people believe us, and we see that more and more people see things the way that we do. It's just the closer we are to home, that's our triggers, and that's where a lot of our foundational core beliefs came from. And a lot of those foundational core beliefs that don't resonate with us on a soul level are actually what molds us into seeing the world the way that we do. Wow, we've got Pluto energy here with transform. So a lot of dark energy coming through here, a lot of shadow, right? Dealing with a lot of shadow, and the more you play in the shadows, the scarier you become. And the shadow it's because you're shining light on that, and you're not afraid of the shadow. But that means that the less scared that you are of the shadow, the more you might find people who get triggered easily because you're not afraid of the shadow, or because you're not exerting the fear that they have, or because you're not holding on to those societal constructs or those societal beliefs or those group identities that have been created over time. And on the bottom, yeah, you stand out like a sore thumb. Like, that's it. We've got Leo with self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. Like, there's no holding you back, okay? What Source is saying here is there's no holding you back. Like, you're meant to stand out. You're meant to be seen differently. Like, we have aquamarine dragon from Neptune, enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. The key here to wisdom. What was I saying earlier? People are realizing just how deep your well is, and this is a water dragon. And we have from Neptune. This is very Piscean energy here, and we've got Scorpio energy coming out in the reading as well. Yeah, it's just like you go down into the dark parts of the ocean that everybody's afraid of, and you come back with treasures. You're like, hey, check out these treasures, and everyone's like, oh my god, that treasure's cursed, put it back, the whole world is gonna die. And you're like, what? It's just, I went and I found it, it's just treasure. Like, you weirdos, get with the program. And they're like scared of it, right? So yeah, definitely transforming these illusions, right? Finding a way to make people see things from a different place, but it's not even forcefully. Like, you're not over here like, see it from me, see it from me. No, it's just like, cool, if you guys don't want to see it, I'm just going to move on to the next crowd. So we've got the dusty pink dragon from Andromeda, prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. Accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. Yeah, dancing to the beat of your own drum is what I hear here. So it's just, you stick out, like, and you can't help it. And Source is saying, like, don't mind that so much. There's beauty in uniqueness. And when you own that unique part of yourself, you are standing up in your power. Let's get an angel number here. Thank you. Look at this. We've got 88 on the bottom. Listen to your gut, intuition, trust, inner voice, guidance, positivity, and alignment. I'm not going to read the whole of this card, but we see 1818. Yeah. Meant for success. Success, purpose, change, prosperity, life, path. I can't make this stuff up. Transformation. A major change is coming, and while it may feel disruptive, it's guiding you towards success. Embrace this shift as it will lead you to your purpose and financial prosperity. Soon, the reasons for this change will become clear, revealing your true path. It says, what changes are you facing? How can you embrace them to align with success? It says, prepare yourself for upcoming changes by setting clear goals and staying focused on your purpose. Embrace the shifts as opportunities for growth and success, and be open to discovering new paths. Okay, beautiful. So a lot of 8 too. So 888, Scorpio is connected with the 8th house, I believe. Yes. So interesting energy already, right? A lot of synchronicities for this reading. So let's take a look at your wild soul card. And I'm going to read this from the book. We've got the beetle, adaptation. Yeah, you've had to adapt to a lot of different situations. But see, it's like these wings seem very magical to me. This also feels like the scarab energy. And so scarab energy for me is very magical as well. But let's see what the beetle says here. Beetle. Adaptation. It's also connected to number 5. These cards don't have numbers on them, but they have numbers in the book. I don't know if you can see that. So it says, beetles are masters of adaptation, thriving in various environments with their hard exoskeletons and resourceful nature. This card signifies the need to adapt to changing circumstances. The beetle teaches that flexibility and resilience are the key to survival. The key, again, the key. It encourages you to find creative solutions and to use your strengths to navigate through life's challenges. Adapt to the changes around you with creativity and resourcefulness. Flexibility is your strength right now. The reverse meaning is adaptation is not always the answer. You may be bending too much, losing your identity or values in the process. Stand firm in what truly matters to you. The questions to reflect on are, how can I adapt to the changes in my life? Am I compromising too much of myself? And what resources do I have to navigate this situation? Yeah, so finding the magic within and adapting to your situation, which you're constantly doing. And this is what's going to bring you to success. Okay, so we see that you're absolutely headed towards your path of purpose if you're not already walking on it. So keep doing what you're doing, and it's like the universe is going to open up and unfold for you, okay? So this is what I see here for you. I'm actually going to go one step further for this. If this was your reading, leave the little skull head emoji down below and say it's through death and rebirth and transformation that I challenge societal beliefs and stand proud and firm in my unique energy. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships. But if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.